Welcome back to Detecting Valhalla. It's day 3 on the stubble field and it's a bit windy. We've got a storm hitting the country at the minute, so apologies in advance for the sound quality if it's a bit blowy. There we go. Let's see what we can find. I'll catch you on the first hole. Okay. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me or not because the wind is howling. We've had 3 holes. They've all turned out to be scrap, sort of 70s or 80s. Turned out to be aluminium cans. So, I've just had another signal, which was screaming at about 80. And I was like, here we go again. Bit more tin can. And boom. This bad boy jumped out. Okay, so that is probably the biggest hammer I have ever seen. Looks like Edward the... Is that Edward the 6th maybe? Just in there. And look at the size of it. Here we go. Don't ignore your scrap tones, I think is the moral of that story. Anyway, on to the next. God, I managed to find a sheltered spot. We've had a few holes and bits and pieces. I just thought we'd have a sit down after that last find because it's not every day they pop out of the ground, is it? So, I'll just give you a quick update on what we found up to now. So up to now, this is where we are, mostly just bits of lead. Trying to show you from the wind. Looks like a tarpaulin eye or something. And just the usual odds and ends. So there you go, you're caught up, that's where we're up to. So I'm going to head back into the field now. I'll catch you on the next hole. Okay, just had another signal, 30, 33. It's out the hole. See what we got. There it is. It's like a piece of lead. Maybe it's seeing there. Just a bit of lead there, look. May have a bit of pattern on, but we'll have a look when we get back. On to the next. Another signal, 36. There we go, ring pull. Still in situ. On to the next. Another signal, mid-40s. Bit of copper. On to the next. Apologies if you've got this far through the video and the sound quality is awful. I have no idea out here. I know it's windy and I know we don't have the best mic set up at the minute, so if it's bad quality I do apologise. Hopefully the finds will make up for that. Okay, another signal, the sort of 40s, well mid 40s to 50s, possibly a spur maybe. We'll have a look when we get it back, but on to the next. Okay, just done another signal, sort of 70, I think it's 71, 72, something like that. You can see a bit of lead, possibly some patterning on that though, so we'll have to have a look when we get back, give it a clean up. There we go. On to the next. Okay, another banging signal, mid 50s to 60. There we go, still in the clod. A nice 4-hole button. A dig wouldn't be complete without a 4-hole button, would it? Why do they have to ring so good? On to the next. A bit windy. Okay, just done another signal. It's out the hole. You can see it, it's just on the top. we go. Possibly a spindle wheel maybe. It's in good condition if it is. I'll turn you around. Okay, so I think it is a spindle wheel. Looks like there might be a nice bit of, can't really tell if it's patterning or whether it's just bashed out there. It looks like patterning to me. We'll have a look, we'll get it cleaned up when we get back. Yeah, we'll take that. On to the next. Okay, I've just had another look at that, and that is decorated. Look at that. Find of the day. I know the silver was nice, but love that. There we go. Oh, dropped it. On to the next. Okay, just had another signal, mid-70s. Not sure what that is. There we go. Need to clean up. Looks like something would have been in there at some stage. Maybe a seal, maybe. It's flattened on one end there, look. Maybe a bit of patterning. Who knows? We'll give that a clean up when we get home. On to the next. Okay, another signal. George V penny. Felt myself ding it as I took it out of the ground, look. Ah. There we go, anyway. George V. On to the next. Okay, we're losing the light now, so we're going to call it a day. I just about finished it. There's a couple more strips to do, but I'll pop back another day and do them. Anyway, lovely sunset. I'm going to pop home, get all these cleaned up, and next time you see me, finds will be cleaned and we'll have a look and see what we found. See you soon. Okay, welcome back. So, the finds are all cleaned. It's a few days later because, as you can probably hear, I've managed to pick up a nice cold. But yeah, mate, what a session. That was great. I mean, there's some massive silver come out of the ground. Lovely bits of lead. That was one of the best hunts we've had up to now. So I'll turn you around and we'll have a look through what we found. So there we go. That was the haul from the day. So let's start off with, here we are with our usual pile of scrap lead. I haven't done them all and there's nothing relevant on any of it, so that's that out of the way. We've then got 2 tarpaulin rings or some kind of eyelets, but again just scrap. So on the pile, few bits of random copper and bits and pieces. So there's no detail on anything, so it's all in the scrap pile. I believe this may have been part of a strap of, possibly a strap end of some sort, but again it's well corroded and there's no detail on it, so bit for the scrap bin. Then we've got this rather interesting piece of lead, which I'm not sure what that is, so if you've got any ideas, let us know in the comments. Looks like something would have passed through there, so possibly a bag seal maybe. There's nothing actually on there, but if you know, give us a, oh, actually it might be a letter there now I'm looking at it, but I will have a look anyway. If you know what that might be, give us a, drop it in the comments for us. Then we've got 3-ring bullet there, and a casing. There's plenty of them all over the field, so we've got another bit of random scrap again. Looks like that may have been part of a strap end. Looks to me like that would have been another hole up here, maybe a buckle in there. I don't know. It's definitely got sort of strap end look around it, so. But there we go. I say not much detail, so there we go. 4-hole button. There we go. Nice bit of history though, because it's J. Blackburn from Boston. So obviously we're just outside of Boston, so a bit of local history, but there we go. And then we move on to this little piece here, which I'm not sure what that is. Looks like maybe it's definitely the rim or the edge of something, judging by the obviously the profile on the side there. So there we go. Maybe a bowl, maybe a bell, possibly a big bell. Not too much of a round. There was a bit of a bend to it, but there we go. Again, if you know what that is, drop it in the comments. And then we've got this piece of lead here, number 11 on that side. And if we turn it over, there is some sort of patterning or something on there which we need to try and identify. It's obviously a bag seal. And there we go, we just need to try and identify that. So if you've got any ideas what that is, let us know. And we move on to the, I presume it's either part of a stirrup maybe, or a spur. I think probably more likely to be a spur, isn't it? It's hard to tell whether it's spur or stirrup, but they would be my guesses, so they wouldn't have been very big if it was a stirrup, so I'm guessing it was a spur, child spur maybe. Obviously that's straightened out. There we go, nice find. And we've got this, which is quite interesting. A glazed piece of pottery there. Obviously glazed, you can see like glazing on the top. And if you look in there, you can see obviously that's glazed quite thick on the bottom there. But then this is lead, like a lead plug. So is that an in situ pot mend, or is that? It looks quite neat to me. So I mean, would that be in maybe part of the pot? Would that be where the pot, maybe a pot leg was? There we go. Quite an interesting piece. I say I'm not 100% sure what it is. So again, if you know what they are, or it is, let us know in the comments. All help is always gratefully received. Then we move on to a bit of lead, which had the pattern on, which turns out looks like it was a seal of some sort. Not much detail on the back. It's well crusted up. And unfortunately the front's got quite a bit of damage. I don't think we're going to get anything off it, but there we go. Another interesting find, put some age on the field, so. And we've got this piece, which I wonder whether something was in there which would have made this, maybe a wax stamp possibly. It's got flattened on one end, it's very corroded. So you can see in there, there's a lot of corrosion on it, so again, not sure on there's quite a lot of corrosion there, so it's quite difficult to tell, and it's not actual patterning, it's more corrosion, so I'm not going to chip it off. We'll just leave it as it is, so. Well, there we go. I think that's definitely got a bit of age to it. There we go. Then we move on to the George V penny. 1936. It was coming out of the ground quite nice, but shame I dinged it with the shovel, but there we go. There we go. Nice coin. And we move on to the spindle wall. Look at that. It's as good as, pretty much as good as the day it was made, I think. They've got patterning around the edge. You can see the dots and bits and pieces there. That's the best one I found. They're usually very worn, and there we go, look at that. That was one of my candidates for find of the day. Love it. Proper history. Have you got any idea on? I mean, they're all around roughly the same date, but if the pattern, if you recognise the patterning or whether that's a standard pattern, I'm not sure. So there we go. And then finally, look at that. Edward VI, the Boy King. This is a fine issue London Mint shilling. Obviously worth 12 pennies, which is denounced by obviously the X11 there. Look at that. What a coin. A little legend and everything all around the edges is fairly well intact. You can see the crown and everything's good. There's a little bit of detail just on the bottom of the bust there, but unfortunately it's rubbed out. And we've got some right scratches across the front of it, but it looks like it's almost like something was cut on it, as in like straight lines all the way across it. But and there we go, that's there. And look at the reverse, and look at that. Fantastic condition. Legends intact. Get closer on the, look at that, look. What a coin. Definitely the biggest bit of silver I've ever had out the ground, so there we go. I'm not going to lie, that made my day. So there we go. Not a bad, definitely not a bad hunt, I'll say. Between the spindle wall and that bad boy coming out of the ground. You don't get many days like that, do you? So, well happy. Yeah, there's a few bits there. Obviously, there's some definite highlights, but there's some interesting bits as well. I was quite interested to know what that is. If anyone's got any ideas, then let us know. The pot, or is it a pot mend, or maybe somewhere to attach the leg for a pot leg? Maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah, I say the seal as well. It's lovely to have a bit of history out the ground. So there we go. I think you'll agree that was a pretty successful hunt. So thanks for watching again. We're nearly at 100. We nearly made it by the end of January. There are 100 subscribers, not quite. We got to 98. So we're heading in the right direction. There's no rush. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for continued support, for watching, liking, commenting, sharing if you can. Really makes a big difference to the channel. And if you can, drop the video a like, drop us a comment. It really helps, obviously with us and YouTube's algorithm. So yeah, thanks for being with us again on another successful hunt, and we hope you stay with us, and we'll catch you on the next one.